Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm just going to be talking you through some of my top items for getting through marathon prep. And these are items that I have tried, tested, and that have been so supportive to me on my journey. You know, I couldn't be without these items that I've got here. So I just really want to share them with you so that hopefully it helps you with your running journey. You know, if you're looking to run a 5K, 10K, half marathon, or marathon, whatever it might be, that hopefully these things can help and support you along the way as well.
I know it's closing if I just stand still, 'cause you won't wait forever.
So first of all, I feel like it would be rude to not talk about shoes and how incredibly important they have been for me. Now, I am a AlphaFly slut. I don't use anything else when it comes down to running. Now, some people obviously vary between two different shoes. However, for me, the AlphaFly, the version 1, have just been incredible for me. They have just been absolutely amazing. I've literally just got these ones. These are like super fresh. These literally arrived in the post last night. So with these shoes, you can normally get, normally they say between sort of 160 to 200 kilometers per shoes. You can definitely notice a difference when your shoes are not as supportive anymore and you have overworn them. Like my knees start to hurt like they are at the minute. You can feel it through your ankles, you can feel it through your hips and your glutes. So what's really important when it comes down to running shoes is that you don't overwear them. You don't wear them for 2-3 years, especially if you are training for events. You're running frequently, you know, it's really important to make sure that you have got fresh shoes. So these are the shoes I have. As I did the VAPORFLYs, I just changed colour. I've had the white ones, I've had the black ones, and now I've got the orange ones. Pretty much because that was all available. My favourite ones are the white ones. Now, I did get the VAPORFLY, the AlphaFly next to. Now, these are the most beautiful shoes I think I've ever seen in my life. However, for me personally, what they've done, I don't know if you're an AlphaFly person, they changed the sole inside, so the sole actually comes up high in the shoe rather than being down low. Now, this actually gave me a blister that I'm still trying to recover from over a week and a half ago, and it's really frustrating because they are incredible shoes and really comfortable, but they gave me the most hellish blister. So I personally, for my foot, prefer the AlphaFly 1s. I am going to keep trying the AlphaFly 2s. However, you can never go wrong. You can never go wrong with these shoes. They are a little bit more on the expensive side. You are looking at over sort of £200 for them. However, they're an investment that's worth making. Now, I would say this is probably going to be the next thing that I'm going to talk about because so many people send me questions about my running vest. So I have two. I have the SALOMON running vest. I don't know, the active skin 8. So it has got like a little like sort of backpack on it that you can put in a water, a drinkable, what's it called? So this is so incredible, right? Because when you're running the longer distances, or you know, when you're running in the heat, you know, you need to be hydrated. Like, it's absolutely essential and crucial. What I love about this is it's got so many freaking compartments, and you know, it does fit really well. It's got these little air vents. It ties up at the front, but it's got a little zippy pocket, so you can put your food in there. You know, you can put your phone in there. You can put your water in there. And like I said, with this one, you can either run with something on the back or not. So these are actually the things that I got with it for hydration as well, because you know, when you start running over that 10K bracket, you do need to start thinking about, have I got enough hydration? Am I drinking enough? Especially in the warmer months. So what you can get with that is this. So it's this SALOMON Hydrate Pack, and actually what it does is it sits in the back here, and you zip it up, obviously it hides in there, and then the little tube just comes over and across, and then obviously you can just drink it throughout, which is super helpful. Now, I either have this or I use the mini bottles. You get this with the vest, I'm pretty sure. And these are just like the mini bottles. These actually hold 450 ml of water, and this holds 1 litre. So depending on what I'm doing, this holds 1500 ml, sorry. So depending on what I'm doing, will depend on what I decide to hydrate with. But sometimes I just have these, you know, super helpful because you can put one here and one here. and you can have your electrolytes in one and your water in another. It's depending on what you want to do. But this has definitely been one of the best investments that I have made, getting this vest, because it means I can just take things with me, whether that be my keys, my food, my phone, my earphones, plasters, like anything. If you're running over a half marathon distance, I would say these are absolutely essential, because you do need to be prepared with those things, because obviously things can get a little bit uncomfortable sometimes. So this is the Salomon vest. I think I would love one in black. I think I've just got one in grey. In addition to that, if you're running a shorter distance and you don't know where to put your keys, you want to take your phone, I would 110% recommend the free train vest. Now this is really good. It's adjustable on the back. You can put your phone in the middle here, so you can put your phone in there. It has got a little zip, so you can put a key in there, and then it's got a little packet here where you can put like electrolytes or gel or something like that. So this is really great. It's really comfortable. It doesn't really feel like you're wearing anything. It just allows you to have something on if you're not at a distance where you feel like you need water or you want to have something as big. The free train vest is great. They have got a new one. I think you can put the water on the front, but for me, like, I don't know if I'd find it very comfortable wearing water in the middle. I have mine at the side, but we've got to try these things out. They also do this in grey. I mean, I don't work for them. I don't know why I'm trying to sell the different colours, but yeah, they're the best that I use. So the next thing that I would get would be this. So this version of it is something that Simon introduced me to, and it's absolutely phenomenal. We call it chub rub. So it's essentially to rub between your legs to stop your legs chafing, because that is something that's super irritating when you're wearing your shorts, you're running, you're getting hot, you're getting sweaty, and then your legs become really painful with the rubbing together. It's really challenging. So this is called ASSOS of Switzerland, and it's called the CHAMOIS CREME, and this is the one that we use. This is for cycling, but I use it for running. So it's like a really thick white cream. A thick white cream, and you literally just rub it between your legs, and then bang, you are literally all good. This is the only one that I have ever used, and I could literally not live without it. I know there's a couple of different ones. There's ones called like nut butter. There are different ones online, but any one that you get, I would definitely recommend this one, or just getting a chafe cream, because again, if you're running longer distances and you want to wear some smaller shorts because it's hot, or you're running for a long time, you're more comfortable in them, don't go without your chub rub. Definitely not. The next thing that I am going to recommend are running socks. I didn't even know that these existed before I started running, and what they do is they actually prevent a lot of blisters, and they support your feet in places that you didn't even know they needed to be supported. So I always stick really faithful to the Nike running socks. They're absolutely incredible. They're called dry fit running socks, and it even tells you which one's left and which one's right, and I just think that's so freaking handy. But these are super useful. They're really supportive around the bottom of my feet. They stop and prevent blisters. They help your ankles feel a lot more supported as well. So if you are running frequently, I would literally recommend these. I live in them. I actually weight train in these as well, because they're so supportive. And I don't know if you ever think about it, you might think about it now that I've said it, is that if you ever feel your foot sliding around in your sock, that's what this doesn't do. This stops your foot sliding around and it keeps it firm in the shoe. So I used to find, actually, now when I started weight training after wearing these, I noticed that my normal socks, my foot would slide around. So this actually prevents that, and they're so good. So these are the Nike Dry Fit running socks, and they're absolutely phenomenal. You can get them in black, and you can get them in short as well. So I've got loads of different varieties of them, and obviously you can get the little ankle ones as well. You can get literally like pop sock ones, ankle ones, and then long ones as well. I guess the next thing for me would be in the nutrition aspect of actually having gels. Now, I have found that I quite like these ones. Now, I do think that everybody's gonna have a total personal preference, because it depends what consistency you like, what flavor you like, but these are incredibly helpful for when you're in your run, especially if you're doing a long run. And the fact that you need quick energy. Now, it's super fast acting energy. I can normally feel the energy within around 1.5 to 2 kilometers, which is great, because that's less than 10 minutes, right? This one's got 55 milligrams of sodium as well. So if you don't understand, when you sweat, you lose your natural body salt and they need to be replaced. When you sweat a lot and you exercise a lot, if you continue to just drink water, we're actually making our salt levels even lower because we're not adding back in the things that we're losing, we're just adding in plain water. So it's really important that when you do an intense amount of exercise, that you add in salts as well, through what we would call electrolytes, which I'll show you in a moment. But these gels have actually got sodium in them, which is super, super helpful, and they've got caffeine in them as well. So if you're in it for a longer distance and you need some energy, these are super helpful. These are obviously called GOO. I think you can get these anywhere. You can just order them online, and they're just great. They're 100 calories, 23 grams of carbohydrates, 7 grams of sugar involved in that as well. And obviously in terms of salt, they've got 0.14 grams of salt, which is really good. It's really, really good. So these are super helpful for energy levels and just making sure that you can get quick amounts of energy throughout your run. Oh baby, these have got to be one of my favourite running items, is my Oakley glasses. Now, these are just absolutely incredible because as you can see, they come all the way around your face and they really, really support you with the sunlight. So if you're out running, especially in the summer, and you're really struggling with that heat, and really what it will help you do is obviously keep the sun out of your eyes, and it just keeps you a little bit more focused. There's nothing worse than running and not being able to see, or for that heat getting that little bit too intense. So these are super, super supportive if you're actually just staying focused in your run, and they look fucking cool. I'm like Buzz Lightyear, like kitted up on all this stuff. I'm like, boom, let's freaking go. So my last items have got to be the comfortable clothing. So for me, I found a big love. I have to give a props to Victoria for these as well, because she introduced me to these. And these are the LULUEMON shorts. Now, I'm being really unhelpful in that I don't know what they're called. However, they don't have many variants of them. So I'm pretty sure we'll be able to find them on the LULUEMON website. But they are just absolutely incredible. They're so comfortable. They have this like lining inside. They're like pants. I do wear pants as well, but they're super short in terms of like just giving your legs the freedom and flexibility. Now, I wanted to talk about the other pair of shorts that I do as well, because if you're not into wearing like shorter shorts, these GYMSHARK shorts have been also a huge, huge favourite for me, because they don't allow you to chafe because they're long enough. So I have 2 variants of shorts because I just find it super helpful. Like, I know that if I'm going to wear these shorts here, I know they're really comfortable, they're nice and loose around my belly, you know, I don't have to worry about feeling bloated. They've got a little pocket in the back as well, so if you wanted to put like a key or headphones in there if you're going for a short run, they're absolutely great, and they're nice and light and airy. And then these ones are great for longer runs where, you know, I don't need to worry about chafing. You know, if I'm not having a bad belly day, then obviously they're a little bit tighter around the waist, and they've just got a little bit of length on them. So I would say if you keep finding that you keep sort of like chafing in your runs and your legs are hurting, try and go for some shorts that are a little bit longer, that don't ride up, that are really strong and stretchy. But if you've got shorts that you are chafing in, then just make sure you get some of the cream, make sure you get some of the chub rub, because it really, really, really helps and supports. And then I would definitely say that the final thing for me have been sports bras. Obviously, if you don't know, I've had a boob job, so I have got boobies now, and it's really important for me to have that support in my runs. Now, I actually use a company called FRABLETICS. Their bras are so freaking supportive. You can see all the straps and how thick the straps are as well. They are really tight, so I literally do not move when I'm running. And FRABLETICS do a huge range of high impact sports bras, and I would absolutely say they're worth the investment. I have worn this so many times, it's been through the wash incredible amounts of times. Obviously I'm running 4 times a week, so I have got a couple, obviously I've got a couple of variants of them, but I rotate between about 4. So most of them are getting worn on a weekly basis. I've had this one for maybe nearly a year, and it's just in such great condition. So the quality of FRABLETICS clothing is absolutely amazing. And as I said, like, you can see the detail on the back. They're actually really nice as well. They're not fugly. So these are really great for those job holders. So you heard me talking about with the gels electrolytes. Now these are going to replace the salts, the things that we lose when we sweat. Now they're absolutely so important. They come in different forms. You can get electrolyte tabs. We use this brand called VAPORFLY, and it's just incredible. Like, they're really great tasting electrolytes, and essentially what you do is you take a scoop it's like a powder, this one. You take a scoop, you put it in your water, and we either preload it before we run, so to make sure that we've got the extra salts before we lose them, or I actually take it on my run with me. So I normally just actually take a litre of electrolytes. If I'm going for a shorter run, I still want to take hydration, I'll just have half a scoop of 500 ml. But in this, it's got 5 calories per serving, but it's got vitamin C, calcium, magnesium, sodium, and potassium. So we're really replacing all of the things that we're losing when we're sweating. And this is going to really help your recovery. It's going to help you feel less fatigued. It's going to help you recover a lot quicker because you're giving your body exactly what it needs when it's losing it. You'll be surprised at how much sweat you lose per hour. I've been doing quite a lot of research on mine, and I actually lose about 500 ml of water per hour. So over a sort of course of a half marathon distance, I would need to replenish a litre of water along with electrolytes to make sure that I'm still hydrated. Now, one of the reasons that you can be struggling with fatigue and getting over your run, struggling with hunger, is because you're quite dehydrated and you're lacking in replacing the minerals and nutrients that we need after we've had run. So it's really important to try and get on these if you are doing longer runs and you are a sweater. Then please make sure you get some electrolytes because they're a massive help. And like I said, VEGASPORT is a brand that we use. They're really, really helpful. If not, there's a brand called SIS, so it's SISS. They also do some incredible electrolytes and incredible gels as well. So I hope that's been really helpful for you guys. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Obviously, thank you so much for following my running journey. I will keep you updated with the marathon prep. And I hope that, you know, if you've got any recommendations or anything that you use that you want to put out there and be helpful with as well, just let me know.